gracious.
So anyway,
Well,
yeah, that was
oh,
my
hey, Amanda. Yay.
I don't think
Did I freeze?
on the call.
Can you guys see me or no?
You're going in and out, Kim.
Uh-oh. Is that good?
There you are.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my computer. Hey, I think Angela is probably still doing her workout. Hey, Amanda. So I just really quickly, I want to let Carrie kind of run this call on Instagram because Carrie has become like an Instagram master. She knows way more than I do. I've only been doing it way longer, but she knows everything. She is so detail oriented with like what she's learning. She is constantly like doing more training and listening to calls while she's working. And she's so good. And she is teaching me and Stephanie every single day, like things that we don't know how to do, like that we're all starting to do. So I'm really excited for her to share with you guys because the beauty of a team is that like, yeah, there's me and it seems like I'm at the top, but in reality, I came in just the way you guys do. There's only been a little bit more time and that's really the only difference. But I'm just like you guys and I'm constantly trying to learn things, and social media might seem like it's a strong suit for me. It's actually not. I'm just a really good storyteller and I'm very good with words, and I just love I'm like communication is a strong suit of mine, but technology is not. And Carrie is much better with things like making Excel spreadsheets, and she has some really cool ideas of things that she started to do with her clients already that I've never done in 3 years of coaching. And so I'm super grateful to have her on the team because I'm learning a lot from her, and I think we're starting to make some positive changes on the team. And then as we've been piggybacking off of each other, me and her and Stephanie, in a little leadership thread that we have going on, Stephanie's been giving some really good ideas, and then I've been thinking some good ideas. And so I'm excited to open that up for you guys tonight really quickly because you know that we have this new challenge group. And for those of you that have been with me for a while, you know that I was running these 21 or 30-day groups, and I was just creating a new one every month, and we were doing these daily check-ins, and we were doing these morning posts, and we were doing, and especially Morgan, I would love to hear your feedback because you were with me for a while. But I have been asking, kind of polling some of my clients so far on what they think. And so far what I'm hearing is people like the bigger group better. And we were really nervous that it was going to be like, oh my gosh, there's 100 people. Like, I don't want to be in that. But we want to make it feel small by message threads, because usually with bigger groups, you end up having a lot more interaction and activity. And what I like about a bigger group is if one person in there is struggling with postpartum anxiety, there's absolutely going to be more people in there, or postpartum depression, or we've got some people with autoimmune issues and, in chronic fatigue or chronic, cystic fibrosis or fibromyalgia. And I love that we have enough women that when somebody has something, other people can relate, because that's the biggest thing we all need to know is that we aren't alone. And we want to foster that community in our challenge groups and stuff. And Carrie and I have been talking about ways that we can do that, because we think that when we create a really awesome community within the challenge group, it is going to be a natural extension that people are going to want to coach. Like, we have some ideas of how we can do that, so that once you guys just bring people in from sharing your journeys and building relationships, it makes it such a simplified process. But we really want to make the groups like where we're all excited to hop in and share. And I lost that in all those months and months and months and even years of just doing the same kind of cookie cutter coaching. So from you guys, just so you know, we are just starting to utilize the story feature. Steph's been talking to us about that, because I actually didn't even realize you can do that within a group. So if you guys make a video, or if you guys go post your stories on Instagram, just copy it right into our group. Like, even if it's 1 or 2 workout moves, or tonight, like I was making my dinner and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make a quick story and show them what I'm making for dinner. Or if you're doing a meal prep, like whatever, we want to get people utilizing the stories. And Carrie's gonna touch on that too, because there's some ways her and Steph know things about people tagging us in stories and how that works for our group and growing our Fit with Faith brand. But Carrie might mention this too, because we do want to create a hashtag, the hashtag Fit with Faith, so that whenever you guys make a post on Instagram, your stories, whatever, if you can use that, we think that it'll be great to have a page then when people go search that hashtag, that they don't just see me, they see all of us. They're like, oh my gosh, this looks like a great team, and this is full of really great girls, and look at these posts, and look what they're doing, and and so that'll be really good, because then when people have questions about coaching, you can be like, well, you can go check out the Fit with Faith hashtag and So we want to start the couple of ideas we have so far, just so you guys are up to date. I think some of my new coaches are kind of like, okay, well, what do I do now? Like, I'm going to make a video for you guys of like, I get a challenger, and then what do I do? And whether it's somebody that just got bod, or somebody that's on Shakeology, or somebody who got a challenge pack, Like, what's my responsibility now as their coach? So we made the system, but we don't want you just to dump people in there and be like, good luck with your program. So the point of a coach is not that you're a nutritionist or the physical trainer, the trainer, or any of those things. You don't need to do any of that. That's already been done. The point is simply that you are encouraging them and you are there to help hold them accountable to their goals. And so it's super simple. What I'm doing is what, if you want to do it, go for it. And if you've got better ideas like Carrie and stuff often do, let us know what they are, because I would love to learn from you guys too. But so far, all I'm doing is when somebody tells me that they want to join my group, I had like 4 girls starting today. The first thing that I do after I go over their goals and help them pick out a program, which in our team Google Drive, if you guys didn't know, I just changed our entire Google Drive this weekend. So if you go back to, I'm going to post the new link. It's actually most of Ashley Smith's stuff, who is our number 5 coach. But I'm going to add a few things from our team, but it's way more organized, you guys. It's way better. I think there's a lot of resources that I never had that I wish I would have. So take some time to go through it. It's all going to be brand new for you. I am going to move some of my scripts and things over just to give you ideas of how to talk to people, not to be scripted, but then we'll be good to go and we'll be adding to that as we go. But I think, where did I get off with the Google Drive? The stories we're going to do with them thing. And so we want to, what I'm tagging people once I have them buy it and I know it. Instead of a welcome email, I literally just tell them I'm going to add them to the group and that they can get started looking over some of the resources, and then I'll check in with them in like a day or two. So I tag them in that pinned post, and there's a video they need to watch and some information that used to be in our welcome email. So you guys don't even have to worry about sending emails anymore. It takes the step out. Then you go to the photo album section and tag them in the getting started folder. That like photo album has a huge caption with some videos and information. All the calls, all the questions I have been getting have all already been answered. People are not looking at the resources. So rather than you wasting your time, girls, like Steph and I have done for years, answering all these people's questions behind the scenes, one-on-one, we are helping you work smarter and not harder. You tag them in that darn thing and say, hey, so-and-so, all the questions that you asked me, answers are right here. Let me know if you have any when you're done, So it's simple. And then after that, like I've got a couple girls that today I just messaged and I said, okay, so are you certainly going to start, 21-day fix? Are you going to wait for your materials and start next Monday? Are you going to get started today? Are you going to use this week to dabble with a few programs while you're waiting on your kit? Try a couple things that, so I am helping them decide how they're going to get started. Okay. So once they know, no, I'm going to do the 21-day fix. I'm like, okay, great. Like, are you going to start today? It's easier to start on a Monday or next week. And then I tell them to pull up the workout calendar. And I'm actually going to make a video that you guys can use until you make your own as well. It's on my list this week, but I'm going to make a video. What is that? It looks like it is. Yep. Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's burning my finger. Take it. Ah. That's good. So my husband's being amazing and meal prepping for me, even though we're both tired and miserable. So where was I? Tagging them, getting them started, the photo album, and then because I want to make sure that they have the program material, the calendar pulled up and all of that, and that they know, okay, I'm going to start this day. And most people, the nutrition plan is what they do. So I'm going to make a little video where I actually, like for you guys to know what to do moving forward, but I'm going to, so that you guys know, because you need to add them to the app as well. So I'm pretty sure I made all of you admins. If I missed anybody, let me know, but you should be able to log in. If you didn't know, when you go to your app and you go to my challenge tracker, that's not where you need to be. The app is not going to let you do anything as a coach. You have to go to mychallengetrackerportal.com, I think it is. And I made a video that is on YouTube that a lot of other coaches have watched, actually. It's probably like 100 views, I think, of how it's called How to Post as a Coach in the My Challenge Tracker. And I'm detail oriented, so there's a lot of information there, but it's everything you need to know. And you guys don't actually need to know about pinning posts and all that kind of stuff, but simply just adding your people in. You got to go, once you're in the coach portal, it'll say invitations, and then there's a space where you can put their name and their email. And so you can actually do this from a cell phone. It's just that you have to go to your browser and go to mychallengetrackerportal.com. So make sure that they're into that group so that they can use that for accountability, because they're going to see my video telling them to post their, shakes and workouts and all that in the app. Okay, so just so we're all on the same page. Now, just so this isn't a cookie cutter group where we're like, okay, good luck with your program. We don't really post sweaty selfies anymore. We don't do daily challenges and check-ins. Like, I don't know if you were thinking what I was thinking, but I was like, how's this really going to work? The point is that people don't have to waste all of their time. A lot of the feedback I used to get from people was that it was taking a lot of time out of their day to like check in with the group, to read the post, to do whatever it said. And we were noticing as coaches that the engagement was way down. People weren't doing the daily challenges. They weren't, commenting on all the posts. They weren't always doing the daily check-ins. And here's the point. If you're going to commit to this program, you're going to. We can't force you to. And if you're going to get up and do a workout at 4:30 in the morning, you're going to do it whether or not there's a post up by 4:30 or 5 in the morning. Right? So what I realized is like, let's just simplify this, ladies. The point is we want to be able to build these businesses in little 5-minute like power pockets throughout the day. 25, 30 minutes a day is what Stephanie's doing right now. And she is like nailing it. And Carrie's been starting to do this stuff. And like, it is working. We just way overthought things, or I way overthought things for way too long. So I'm so glad you guys are coming onto the team now when things are simplified, and I'm not going to scare you with all my overwhelming things that I did to other coaches for years. So lucky you. So basically, case in point is you get to invite whenever you want to. Like if you make a picture of Transformation Tuesday tomorrow and some people comment or like it and you reach out to them and you guys get to gabbing, you can be adding to them to our group throughout the month, which means that we have a lot of chances to hit success up. Like there's not like this one shot, and if you didn't get your invites in and you didn't get people in, then you just don't have a chance till next month. So that's really cool too for all of us. And I know it's really helping me this month because I just keep getting people. So I will make a little video for our clients that's like, so you sign up for your challenge group, like what comes now, where it's kind of like telling them, here's where you click. It might be a little Zoom thing, and I actually show them the resources of this is when you want to work on your meal plan, start here. So it's even more kind of simple for them. But just so you guys know, and I'm going to hand it over to Carrie now, we are going to do something really cool. Tell me what you guys think of this. We are coming up with, we don't just want like me and Carrie and Steph to be like, just because we're more like the leaders of the team and older, we want all of our coaches to be involved in making this team and this group great. So we need each of you to bring in your own personalities and your own stuff. Carrie, I love your dog so much. She's such a person. Like she's such a person. So whether or not, mine's just dead as a doornail. Ever.
Be lucky you have a dog. That's all I want.
You're gonna get, girl, like that was like when we first started chatting about coaching. I'm like, that's it. That's part of her why to get out of that so she can get her dog and get in where she wants to be. We got to get her that money. Yeah. So, so we're going to do, okay. We've noticed as coaches that most people, and you girls can probably relate, I mean, raise your hand if you feel like this is you, have obstacles in their health and fitness journey and things that they're struggling with, probably behind the scenes, and really not talking about in the group, but it is affecting your journey. So it can be anything from like a major self-doubt issue, a self-sabotage thing. It can be like binging, like, when no one's looking, like I'm going to be on my meal plan and then over the weekend or a drinking thing. It can be a husband, a spouse who is not supportive. I see that happen a lot on my team, or marriage issues, or it can be, my gosh, there's so many things, obsessive compulsive things, like there's so much stuff. And I feel like what we've noticed, hi Lena, is that a lot of people are having these things happen. They go MIA from the group. And since there's only like one of me and a ton of clients, or one of you and eventually you're going to have a ton of clients, like we don't have enough time to go bang on everybody's door to be like, hey, why didn't you get your workout in today, this and that. So what we're finding is, I think it's helpful to have people talk about some of these things in the group. Like I was so proud of Morgan for making that postpartum one, but not everybody is comfortable doing that. And so what we were thinking is it might be really cool for us to pair people up into message threads based on commonalities. And I'm guessing we would do this as coaches by like getting to know our clients a little bit. Maybe we can have a questionnaire that we kind of send out when someone signs up for the group. I'm not sure. So we can all talk about that. But I already know that like we can either do it by kind of commonality things, like people who are struggling with postpartum anxiety or depression, people who have like a chronic illness, people who, whatever. Or we could also do a message thread. Like I was thinking today, I have like 5 girls that started today. I should put those 5 girls into a pod and they can be success partners or accountability partners. Amanda, you think that's a good idea? Mm-hmm. Okay. Morgan, what do you think?
I think that would help definitely to track, and so you have the same people that are in the same area and not people who've been doing it for a couple weeks and then not doing or just getting started kind of thing. I think it would help.
Well, and part of that too is because we were thinking that the coach posts that we used to make, like day 2, soreness. You're probably really sore from day one. You might be thinking, I'm so sore I shouldn't do my workout today, you know, or like that first Thursday, we usually talk about water for the first time, or like that first weekend. Well, you guys, if we have new people coming into the group every week and we post those things every week, our group's going to be super boring, right? It's going to be like totally redundant. So we were like, if we have them in threads, and I know like, hey, these girls all started on Monday, you know, maybe Morgan has somebody that started on Monday, like today, and I have a few, and Carrie has one, and Man has one. We can be in that thread with just those girls. My only concern, I told Carrie and Steph, is I don't want it to be like we're all in too many message threads where we're like in our messenger all day and like overwhelmed by all the notifications. It's going to have to be one of those things that your notifications are turned off, and when you log in to do your power hour, that's when you check in with those girls, just like if you were checking into the group. It's not going to be throughout the day I'm in there on my messenger all day, or that will take all the time from your business. So it's literally going to be just a part of your power hour. But we think it's probably a good idea. We just have to fine tune exactly how we're going to do it. We also decided that we're going to have a coach go live like once a week. So Carrie is going to go live. And I think, Carrie, did we say that you're going to be talking more about like fibromyalgia or health issues or mixing?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a few because
Probably.
okay, and like we have some ideas like how being a stay-at-home mom, there's certain struggles and issues that stay-at-home moms have, from guilt to it's very easy for us to put everything else first in our houses, and which I think women in general can. But there are some certain struggles with stay-at-home moms. I know for me, self-care is really hard. It's very easy to stay in your pajamas all day or stay in your sweats or not take a shower or not do your makeup, and certain things that can get you down. And there's just certain and pitfalls I think we can all fall into. And, you know, my working full-time moms, I think that there are certain struggles that you guys have. And I know that Jessica could be on that thread, Amanda could be on that thread. And then we have some girls that are not moms yet that could be in the thread together. And so I just think that, or for mamas, my for mama thread. So I think that, you know, it's going to be really good for us to start creating a little bit more community in our groups. And I think that we're going to find that people want to stay in these groups and live in these groups, and they're going to want to be more into coaching. And Carrie, I'm going to turn it over to her because her and Steph have some good ideas too of how we can do that. But we obviously, you guys noticed we're going like once a weekend, we're going to have a coach run a call. But we want to kind of open up to how we can pull you guys into it. So how we can get you more involved in the group so that people, it's very important that your clients see you actively involved in the group and as a leader as well. So we want all of you, when you see something on Beachbody On Demand, like a great recipe, or you see an awesome tip, or, you know, the daily struggles that you're overcoming and all that stuff that you turn into a post, or the non-scale victories, those are awesome. When you guys have a breakthrough, like, and you're like, oh my gosh, like Amanda, I never took a picture or posted a picture of like me with my shirt off before. Like, this is huge. We want to celebrate that because we're all on a journey at the end of the day. And when you have breakthroughs and things in your journey, that stuff needs to be in the group. When there's questions, when there's major doubt, when you guys need prayer, when there's something, like, go to the group for sure. But we kind of want the group to be like the post for the workouts and the shakes. We kind of want all that stuff to be in the app and to encourage people to start using that way so that we can kind of clear our feed for like questions, for really adding value, personal development, like making it like a life group, like a life coaching. Do you know what I mean? Like where we are all just, so not that the workouts and the shakes aren't going to be there because they are, but so we're thinking of different ways. And I think that whenever you guys have something, if you came across a motivational video on YouTube that really spoke to you, if you just started a new PD book and it's amazing, like pop in there and show the book. Guys, go live in there. It's your group. It's not just ours. Like, be like, hey, I'm in the kitchen right now, I'm doing this, or I just want to share this. If you're in tears and you're actually comfortable going live in tears like I would be, and something's going on, like, see, like, we just want this group to be real, and we just want it to be uplifting and amazing. And so we want everybody in it. The last thing I want my team page to be, and this is like a Kim dictatorship, like, because I as you can see when Carrie takes over this call, like, I am so grateful for her and Steph because my weaknesses are their strengths. And as a team, that's why there's no I in team. Like, there's going to be, you might be nervous, like I was nervous about this large group, but I really feel that if Morgan gets somebody who comes in as a new client, or Lena or Amanda, if you do, and maybe this girl's a stay-at-home mom, maybe she's struggling with postpartum anxiety and you can't relate. You can't really share a story that's going to help her, but I can. And maybe I get a client who has some of the struggles that Amanda does right now, or there's something that they can relate. And thank God that I have her on the team that I can tag her. Like I've got pregnant girls right now that I'm tagging Steph and saying, hey, Steph, what do you think of this, or did you do that? So we're going to work better. And also, you guys, this is awesome because now this allows your business to blow up. If you've got a pregnant friend, you're not pregnant, you can be like, oh my gosh, I've got tons of pregnant moms in my group. Like, it doesn't matter that they aren't your client. They're in there. Like, and we have like 5 right now, and they're going to start a little pregnancy pod. And so like Steph's going to also like talk about that. So Stephanie, I don't know, you guys might think this is crazy, but I told her, I think she should do her like weekly or every other week live on makeup tutorials, because Steph is like the makeup queen. And I don't know about anybody else. It doesn't have to like necessarily be like Beachbody or health and fitness, but I know that if I could know that like for 5 minutes a day, someone's gonna be like, hey, this is a 2-minute face. Like, this is the top product I've ever found. Like, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. I would totally tune in. If she's gonna show me how to curl my hair, I need to learn how. I would love to have somebody show me that. So like, I think that if there's anything that each of us has that's like a very us thing, like Morgan's a teacher, so I would assume that she's probably is really good at like planning and like being organized and using a planner and all that stuff. Maybe she has this great planner and she can go in and be like, okay, I'm like the organizational queen and this is what I'm doing with my meal prep and planning, and this is really helping me. Or maybe there's some, like, I just think that those things, anything, like I just found this at Target, girls, this is amazing, you need to go, like, that's what I want my coaches posting in there, right? So so please use that group, hop in there, because I think that the more we each put our own personalities in there and make the group great, the more that your people are going to see attract. Did I just freeze? Oh no.
Yeah.
Am I good again? No. Well, at least you can hear me. Okay, well that must be God telling me to stop talking and give it to Carrie. So let's let Carrie go.
And recognize your girls in there. Use the
Yes. Thank you, Carrie. Yes, that is so important, because recognition is obviously one of our vitals. Carrie just started doing a really good job with that, like in her story. She's like, look at what these girls in my group are doing. She's like, this is this girl's day one, and look at, she meal prep like a boss. And like, that is what you need to kind of own as a coach from day one, is you don't need to have any more than one client in there. And if you don't have a client, you can totally be like, look at what the ladies in my accountability group are already doing on day one. How inspiring is this? This mom is first. You can act like they're your client. Like, it's not being misleading. These are people in a group with you. Like, I shouldn't say you have to act like they're yours, but just like, this mama in my group just did this, and this girl just posted her, you guys do what I'm doing. I had to do that before I had clients of my own and before I had like victories of my own. And when you get your first paycheck from Beachbody, whether it's $40 or whatever, you post about that. You post about what you're doing with that money and how cool it is. Like, it's just those, and that coach gift that you got to welcome you to the team and how that made you feel. And that, like, these are all kinds of things that you want your social media to see, because other people that might be needing something like that in their life, they need to see that. Guys, if you sit down and make a vision board, like, put that up there, but definitely recognizing is huge. There's a lot to be recognized already.
And like that one I did yesterday about Cindy and her meal prepping, I hadn't even thought about that, but she sent me a message and she sent me pictures. She goes, I think I'm doing this wrong. And she sent me those pictures, and I was like, oh no, oh my God, you're like not doing this wrong at all. And that's when I triggered it. I was like, I need to like show people, I need to recognize her for that. And you know what, that like made her whole entire night. She was so excited about, and I was like, I need to do this more. She like made me like realize that I need to do that more with all of my girls.
It does. It makes them feel amazing.
Yeah, and you know what, after that, I noticed some of my girls that haven't been posting on their own personal pages about what they've been doing. After I did that in the group, I noticed 2 of my girls posted on their personal Facebook pages. And I was like, okay, there's something to this.
Yeah.
And so it's striking something in them to be more excited about what they're doing personally.
Yes.
So obviously I need to do more of that. So I'm going to. It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been trying to do that in my stories too. But so Instagram, I learned a very hard lesson with Instagram, and it struck a little interest in me, and I started doing some research. So while I've been working, I've been listening to videos and researching this is my rescue dog, by the way. This is Hannah. She was bottle fed. She thinks she's a human. Yeah, and she doesn't feel good right now. I have to take her. she has to get some medicine. Something's wrong with her belly. She don't feel good. So she's my little human dog. But so Instagram, that they change their algorithms all the time. So, and I didn't really know anything about social media when I started this. I don't know how, it probably took me 3 months before I decided I was going to start posting anything on social media at all. So I think I drove Kim absolutely insane. So I started posting on Instagram, and I didn't even know what a hashtag was. Like, I seriously had to ask like what they were. So my best friend is marketing. She has a degree in marketing. So I started asking her questions about hashtags. And so she kind of gave me the little rundown on what they are and how they work and what they do. So I started using Instagram because I'm more comfortable with pictures more so than I am with Facebook, even though Facebook is huge, because that's really what got my clients in the beginning. That's really what worked for me right from the start. So Instagram is great, Facebook is great, but Instagram. So I started using hashtags. Well, I started using repetitive hashtags every single time I was making my posts. So Instagram tracks you. You can't do that. So when you're using hashtags, if you use the exact same hashtags every single time and you don't change them, or you don't add to them, or you don't switch them out every once in a while, they can do something called a shadow ban, which it kicks you, it basically hides you from Instagram. So you can make a post and you can put your hashtags, and it literally hides you from anybody seeing you other than who's following you. So I noticed I was making these posts, and I was going from getting 40, 50 likes and getting, 3 to 5 followers a day to 5 likes and no new followers for like a week and a half. And I was like, what is going on here? So I started investigating. So there's a website that you can go to, and it checks you to see you put like your login, and it tells you if you have a shadow ban. So I did. So I started having to research this. So I learned a lot of things that you do and do not do on Instagram. So and it says don't use more than 5 hashtags, which that I've learned is not true. But what I did learn is every once in a while, maybe if you're going to post a picture of your dog or your husband or your kid, maybe use a few hashtags just once in a while. Maybe use 5 or 10 hashtags instead of the full 30 that you're allowed to use. Maybe every 10 posts or something, just shorten it by quite a few, just so they don't think you're a robot. Because if they think you're a robot, they're going to shadow ban you. So when you make when you do put all your hashtags and you're using repetitive ones, switch them out every once in a while. Add a few new ones, switch out some old ones, remove a couple. Just make sure that you're not using the same hashtags every single time you post, or you're going to get a shadow ban. And shadow bans are like, there's no time frame when it can or cannot be removed. It can be a couple days to a couple weeks. Mine was about 2.5 weeks where nobody saw anything I was posting.
Carrie, one thing that I had trained my coaches on before was that they have a list of hashtags for each kind of post. So in your notes section of your phone, write down like clean eating. And if you're going to share a recipe or something, just have like 10 or 15 hashtags that like, foodie or insta food or, nom 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 or get in my belly or whatever, clean eats, and have those that you can copy paste. And then for one that's about momming, like, or about like dog light or whatever, and then your fitness. And that way you can just copy paste. And it's, I have one friend, my success partner, she actually just has 2 different sets of hashtags that she uses for all of her posts, because you are supposed to be like consistent, which is the confusing thing now, is that they like don't want them to be exactly the same, but yet I was told that like for 6 months you need to be using the same hashtag. So it's like, so she's rotating 2 different sets of hashtags. So one post will be this, the next one will be that, the next one will be this, the next one will be that. So
right. And I think I rotate between 3 sets, because I do have them in my notes. So I think I have 3. One I use for the kids, one I use for like me and Dan. Actually, no, I have 4. One I use for me and Dan, one I use for like fitness type stuff, one for eating and one for like the boys or something. And then I usually will put like a couple, 1 or 2 extra at the bottom, new ones. But yeah, but if you're doing that, you're not using the same ones all the time, so it will switch it up so they won't think you're a robot. So yeah. So anyway, that's some advice that I learned just on using hashtags. So don't look like a robot. Stories. Oh, and they are also they want you to interact with people. Like they're really right now they're really watching people. They want you to interact with people. So they want you to more than like 3 words. So they're watching you, especially people with business accounts. They are wanting people to actually engage in conversation. So like they don't want you to like comment on other people's posts with like a smiley face. They want you to say, hey, that was really cool, or great job, whatever, good luck, and I hope you're doing well. Like they don't want they don't want you to using emojis for conversations. So that's something else I learned, because that's what robots do. They mass produce emoji comments. So there's another tip. So stories, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with stories. With hashtags, you can put 10 hashtags in a story, and you can hide them with stickers or pictures. You can shrink them down really, really tiny, but you can't use more than 10. So don't use more than 10, but you can put 10 underneath like a sticker, just using a regular font. And then you always want to tag yourself in your stories, because whenever you put a story, and like if you have a hashtag that you put in a story, it shows up in that hashtag for everybody that's in that looking at the hashtag to see, but then they don't have a way to find you. So if you have meal prep, whoever sees your picture doesn't have a way to find you. So if you tag your picture as meal prep and you put your name and you tag yourself, they can click your name and it brings you to your profile, and then they can follow you, or they can whatever. So I guess that's how people find you. But I also heard one of the big things people are doing now is they're actually putting their bio link in there. Like if you have a Linktree bio, they're actually copying the link and putting it in there. Now I haven't tried to do that, because I figure if you're tagging yourself in it and they're clicking your profile, they're going to scroll your profile, and then they're going to decide if they want to. They're going to click your Linktree and decide if they want to be part of it or whatever. So I haven't been doing that, because I don't necessarily know I don't know if I want people to know that that's what I'm doing. I would rather them look at my pictures and say, hey, that's really cool, whatever, and then get more interested that way. So always tag yourself. And it's been working. I've been getting a lot more followers since I've been tagging myself. I think I got like 17 in 2 days or something like that from that. So that's been working. Also, you want to tag location. Tag your name, use hashtag in your stories.
Oh, and it doesn't have to be where you are. So like you can tag any location. If you like, when we went to the UK, all of our coaches were tagging random places in the UK so that people that live in the UK around there were seeing that. Since, so you can, I've seen what's her name, one of our top coaches who does all the Instagram story stuff, Jatana Jackson, tagging stuff in Hawaii. Like she was trying to grow her market there. So if you are like, let's say you live in Elma, New York, Jess, like you can tag Elma, but you can tag East Troy, you can tag Buffalo, New York, you can tag New York, you can take the state, like I think that it's cool to tag around you, because if you start to attract coaches and clients, it's really cool when they live close to you, because then you can show community. Like you can do what Carrie's doing, where she's getting together with her clients and is actually like doing meal plans and stuff. And I have so many coaches all over the world that, as much as I love all of you guys, I'm like, it would be super cool to be able to get together and like, go out to dinner and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to be trying to start doing. So I've been usually tagging Canton, Georgia. That's where I live. But I've also just recently switched to Atlanta, Georgia, because that's a much bigger thing. A lot of people are going to be seeing Atlanta stuff. So, and sometimes I can tag Buffalo, New York, you can tag wherever. But I've heard you want to tag like every story. And I know it can kind of take a little bit of time. But trust me that it works. I've been starting to see people clicking on when I ask them if they want more information on my challenge group, or if they, sign me up, I'm ready, whatever, and they're clicking yes, and they're asking for information. I've got 3 people today that want to be in the coach sneak peek from Instagram, and they are people that are already posting coach like things on Instagram. So like, it's cool when you start to see it work. It takes a little time and a little consistency, but those stories have a lot of power right now. That's all they want doing.
They do. Except for I still don't have poll. I don't know why I don't have poll. It's just not there, and I can't figure out why, but I really
Did you update? Did you delete it and then
I deleted it. I reinstalled it. I don't have poll. Like, it's just not there. And it's so annoying. But yeah, I just don't have it yet. When they did, yeah, I don't know. It's just not there. Maybe I need to report that.
Maybe. Okay, so tag your location, and then hashtags you can use, is it up to 10 in your stories now?
Yep, up to 10, and then you can, and so it doesn't look, and I can't, I tried, I was going to show you guys on my screen, but I tried it earlier and it won't let me even show you on my computer, but you can do 10 hashtags and you can shrink them like super, super small.
That's what I do. Every story, mine are shrunk so small it looks like a speck.
Yeah, well, and you can cover them like with an apple. Like, you can put them so tiny and then cover it with an apple, and people won't even know that they're there, but then they just went out to all the hashtags.
Yep.
Now, I have had a problem finding, I know Stephanie's having the same problem, but finding hashtags that all the other Beachbody coaches aren't using. I mean, they are like, they are hard to find. So what I've been doing, I don't know if you guys know you can do this, but if you look up like, I don't know, whatever hashtag, there's a little search bar that comes up underneath and it'll tell you like related hashtags.
Yes, that's what
Okay. And that thing is like really awesome because I'm finding hashtags in there that Beachbody coaches are not flooded with. Like,
I get a lot of people following me who are coaches.
Yeah, they're all coaches. Yeah. They're
I'm like, I don't want those followers. I want people who aren't coaches or who aren't on a fitness journey. So I'm trying to get more creative with the hashtags because I'm not very good at those, because those, like how you work, Carrie, I'm not very familiarized with it. And I kind of hated them when they first came out. And so now I'm finally like, okay, I'm going to use them. So I'm trying to get more creative with it. I think one of my hardest too is like when I do Shakeology. Like, other than superfoods, I don't know another one to really use for Shakeology hashtag that other people aren't using.
I wouldn't use Shakeology for a hashtag.
Well, I use superfoods, like when I have like dinner, but I don't know another one if anyone has any like inputs like for Shakeology.
So you just want to pick something that's you. So like, you're a Navy girl. So I would literally write hashtag Navy Girl Fuel, and I would make that your hashtag. So the point is it's not going to be something that other people are necessarily searching. But when people are tuning into your stories or seeing your posts, they're going to be like, what's this like Navy Girl Fuel she's always talking about? So like, some people, but the only thing is don't change it based on like what you want. One, like if it's going to be like Morgan's might be like teacher juice or something like that. Or like, so I've seen people be like mommy go juice, or some people are just hashtagging for energize, like plant power. Or, like, it doesn't matter, but just rather than changing it every day so people are confused, you want to kind of pick one name and stick with it. And for superfoods, I've seen people do things like, what did I do the one day? And it was so good. I was not creative. It was somebody else's idea. But you know how the whole thing is that it like acts like a salad, but it tastes like dessert. And so somebody did like chocolate lettuce or like chocolate vegetable or something, whatever it was, and I was like, that's genius. So you can just do that.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Was it chocolate salad? Because I know you.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I put that on my story once. It's Coach stole that. Somebody else put. Some people call it chocolate salad. Some people call it something else. But I call it, what did she call it? I don't know, something. And then she put, but I just call it daily nutrients so I don't get endometriosis again or something like that. I was like, that's kind of a weird, like, it was really weird the way she said it. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But hey, it works.
It works.
Because you want to spark that curiosity, like where people are going to ask you what it is and that they see you. And I'm starting to get people that are asking me from my story about Energize, because I post about it enough. So, and that's,
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys are following if there's any coaches that you're following that you really like and you like what they're doing, you can turn on post notifications for them. Like I have post notifications turned on for Kim, and then there's like 2 other coaches that I really like what they do, so I kind of want to see what they do right away. So I turn on the post notification so it notifies me every time they do something on Instagram, and it tells me that, like, so I know to like I want to see what they do, so I look at it really quick, so I don't miss, like, if they do post something, because I want to make sure I don't miss their post just in case it gets lost in the Instagram feed. So there, I think I have it turned on for like 3 people. So Kim, I have yours, and then like 2 other people I have it turned on for. So, but
it's good for new coaches to have people to follow, but I'm currently battling with something right now that I'm having to unfollow like every coach in the network, and not you guys. But I have a very, very, very deep issue for me my whole life. This is a tough one for me. What Carrie just said was typically I am encouraging my coaches to follow people, especially somebody that's like yours. But something I've struggled with since I was a really little girl is asking everybody else for their opinion and their advice and watching what they're doing. And I have literally like never trusted myself. I've never been like, Kim, just use your own brain, or like, you are creative. I'm always like, no, I'm not creative. I need to see what this coach is doing, and like, I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know. And I never even give myself a chance to think about like what my idea might be or what I like. And so it's bad for me. I'm having to like quit cold turkey watching some coaches' stories right now and looking what people are doing, because I find that I lose my voice, my God-given voice. I don't turn inward to find it because I'm too busy listening to everybody else's voice. And there's a quote that I found the other day that really spoke to me, and it was like, those who follow the crowd usually get lost in it. And I think that the top coaches have actually learned how to use their own voice, and they might be liking other people's stuff, but I think that like they make their post first, and then maybe they go see what other people's doing or whatever. But it's very easy, so you just got to be careful that you don't like over follow other coaches and, you know, things like that. Like Carrie said, pick 1 or 2 and just watch what they're doing to learn from them. Like I definitely learned from some coaches.
I quit following coaches because I feel like they are. I think I'm not using them. I think they're too overboard, and I can't relate to them. So the coaches that I follow they're average people. They're more on my level. It's something I can relate with. And I used to follow Melanie Mitro. I used to follow Ashley Smith. I used to follow Kim Fitzpatrick and all them. But I felt overwhelmed, and I felt like it was too much, and I felt like I couldn't compete with that. And I just it made me not want to do. It made me not want to do it because I felt like I couldn't ever be that. And so I actually quit following them. I don't follow their pages on Facebook. I don't follow them on Instagram. In fact, I never look at what they're doing unless they're on the Monday morning calls. I don't even look at what they're doing anymore because I find myself doing that, comparing myself and trying to be what they are, and I'm not there. And I feel I don't want to try and overcompensate and do more than what I'm capable of. Those people have a ton of money. They've got a ton of money. They've got people. They have people that work for them. They just have people. I don't have So I like the few people that I do follow, they have full-time jobs. They have husbands, they have children, they're normal people. They do it as a side job. They live in, like we do, they live in normal houses. They're just normal people. So the things that they do and the way that they manage their time, they talk about it. They're just normal people. And so it makes me, the things that they do, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Like I could totally do that. So it makes me feel like they're able to be successful doing what they're doing, living the way that I'm living. So I got rid of following everybody that was way too overboard, and I'm only following coaches that are doing what I'm doing and they're doing it well. And so I would not follow any of the top coaches if I were any of you new coaches.
I think if I'm followed,
you guys. Don't do it.
Yeah. I like Autumn's posts and Callie's. Those are the only 2 I typically come to follow just because I think they're, like, I like it because of the program I'm doing, obviously, with 80 Day. But I've only follow, I think right now is Kim, that is my main follower, just trying to get inspired with Instagram stories and getting improved on it. So
yeah, I do follow Autumn and Callie, but that's only because of 80 Day, to be honest.
yeah.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't. I just follow Beachbody.
Yeah, that's I think the only reason why I started adding or watching them is because of 80 Day, because I just like some of what Autumn has to say about meal prep and all that other stuff, because she goes on a lot of the different times.
Well, I find that I want to go shopping every time I look at Autumn because I want her shoes and I want her freaking clothes. So like, I don't want to look at her.
Yes. I bought a pair of shoes because they were Pegasus and I loved them, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get them, and I got them on a great deal too. They were my new Nikes I bought for my birthday. So I probably would have never got Pegasus either if it wasn't for seeing them. But they're super comfy and they're great for cardio flow. They don't hurt my feet like all my other shoes.
So that right there is the power of social media, and why these stories are so powerful is because when you see somebody doing something and you like that person, or you trust that person, you get that person, you feel like you know them, and you see them doing something, you're like, oh, I need that, or oh, I want that. And I'm telling you guys, the stories are what matters, because Instagram only wants you making like a post a day now, or maybe two. That's the stories that they want you using. The stories were meant to be the vulnerable, like behind the scenes, like you see people's highlight reel on social media, and we're coming into an age now where no one wants that anymore. It's people are presenting it still, but there's a lot more of us real people who are like, I want to see the hot mess mom behind the highlight reel. I want to see like the one that's struggling with anxiety, or how she's doing this meal prep. Like a pretty picture of meal prep. Guess what, guys? If you were okay, we always need to be thinking to who we were before we signed up for this. That's your avatar. That's who you're looking for. So if you're posting about how you're here, what does that do for the person who's here? So we need to be saying, like, I remember when I said I didn't have the time for this, and I really believed her. I remember when I was living on my kids' goldfish and leftover hot dog pieces or whatever. I remember when I didn't feel like I had time to sit down and chop myself up a salad. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that it would be okay for me to do that. I remember when, and so, and to be talking about just those things and relating still to that person. So like with my stories now, I'm trying like with meal prep, instead of just being like, here's my meal prep for the week, go me, coach life, like I'm awesome. No, like, so here's your meal prep for the week. This is super, super simple. I know meal prep seems really overwhelming. It overwhelmed me for 2 years. I had no idea what I was doing. So this is what I learned. Take a couple sweet potatoes, put them in the oven while you're doing that, do this and that, like show people, add value, help them. If you can become that person that they need to go to your page to see what you're doing, like Ashley Smith has become for me, like I'd buy anything that chick tells me to buy. I'm like, oh, I'll take it. Like, that's the power of social media. So people have got to get to know you. So it is hard. We see all the coachy posts and we're like, oh, I should be posting this because it's coachy. I was listening to a call before I hopped on with you guys to get ready for our coach sneak peek. And she ran a really great call about coach sneak peeks. And she said that so many times the biggest mistake new coaches make is that we start to post the things we think we're supposed to post now that we're coaches. And we completely forget, like, just who we are, like who we were before we were a coach, because that's the biggest thing that's going to draw people to you anyways. And then when you sprinkle in those posts about coaching, it's going to be great. Like, so you weave the coaching and this lifestyle into who you already are. So how can you take what Beachbody's given you and weave it in versus now that's the umbrella and you're barely weaving in the other things. So if it's your face, your kids, your teaching life, your dogs, your rescue, whatever, your job, whatever it is you're posting out, you still got to be you. Those like 5 main things that make you you. And that's why I always tell my coaches, if you can't figure out how to post on social media, I think Jess and I had this talk before, like I don't want it to be, if you're going to make one post every day, I don't want it to be Beachbody. Because then people are going to think that that's all you are. And you're going to turn away all the people that you really want to help and people that need you. But it's the post when they see she's just a mom. When they see that she's going to work full time. When they see, and the engagement and we ask questions and people's advice. When you're going through something like, hey, you guys, my kid's been wetting the bed like literally every single day for the past year. He's been potty trained since he was 2. He's almost 5. He's still in a pull-up. He's wetting. We're literally washing his sheets every day right now. Okay, this is actually my real life. This is a real life example. I'm going to post, like, what should I do? Like, I was actually going to post tonight. When did your kid start helping you make his lunch? Can he be doing that? I think he probably can. Like, you guys, it doesn't have to be anything genius, but it just gets interaction going and engagement. And by the way, a lot of my new coaches and clients, it just happened to me again tonight. I'm in a postpartum anxiety group. I don't even know how I found it. There's like 7,000 members, but all of these women need some part of what we have to offer. I have gotten people, I'm in moms groups from the month I had like a baby, like they were all like December and January babies. And so many of people that are now in my challenge group, I think there's like 3 girls who somebody had posted and somebody tagged me and I don't know. So just being in groups and engaging with all the things that you're already interested in, like who you already are. There's a girl, you guys, I posted in a mom's group, just another example, 3 days ago, a local group here in like Woodstock, Georgia. And I was like, hey, does anybody know where there's baby swim lessons? I did all of these things with my first. I did nothing with my second, but I would just like not let mom guilt for just, I would like to just do one thing with my second that I feel like we can like bond and have our own time. And I think like he's gonna like swimming and we have a pool and summer's coming. It would be great. So a few people commented and one lady was like, oh, I was about to sign my daughter up. And she's like, here's the schedule, this day and this day. So I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And she like bantered back once or twice with me. I shot her a friend request. And then she answered immediately. She accepted it. And then I looked at her page and I saw that she's a stay-at-home mom of 3 little kids. She's super close, whatever. I liked a couple of her pictures. And then I shot her a message. I was like, thank you so much for sending me that. So I don't have to call them, like whatever. I'm like, is your daughter already enrolled? I just asked her a couple of questions. Like, and then just today, you guys, she sent me, I saw that she liked my transformation picture from yesterday. Again, this is how it all weaves in together. So I shared my progress pics. And then I said, hey girl, like, you know, I answered her question about the swimming. And I was like, oh, and by the way, I saw you commented on or you liked my post last night about my progress pics. Thanks so much. And in the past, I'd be like, are you interested in what I'm doing? Because that's all the time I did. And I was like, I did that for so long. And I was pushing people. I was forcing. There's a really good call. If you guys didn't listen to the National Wake Up Call from today, go listen to it. If you are a new coach, you need to listen to it. She was like, if you're scared of inviting, if you feel like you're like getting, like you feel like it's forced and you're like, well, okay, it's a hey girl, but like I'm not that person that would normally just send messages and banter with people on social media. So like that's awkward for me. Like to me, it makes me feel better. But then she was like, here's the thing. I feel like people know when something's coming. Like, oh, I haven't talked to this girl in a while. Oh, she just asked me. Like, I feel like they almost can anticipate that, like, oh, she's a Beachbody coach now. She's going to bite. And so she found her own very unique way to start reaching out to people on social media. I have never heard it before. I'm absolutely going to try it because that's what I do. And I figure out what works for me by trying new things. And I highly suggest you do as well. Jess, Morgan, I mean, I definitely think that that's worth listening to the wake up call from today. But I told this mom, so I was just like, instead of doing what I used to do, which was like rushing, like again, I knew I had this like agenda and it was hard for me to forget about it and just be myself. So I finally have gotten to that point where I can kind of be myself and banter. And I said to this girl, hi, Angela, hope you had a good workout. So I said to this girl, you know, thanks for like liking the pic. And I'm like, I appreciate your support or whatever. And I was like, so anyways, like, how's your week going? And guys, by the fact that I didn't like push it or leave it, I just kind of sprinkled in, hey, thanks for sharing it, whatever. I said something like, it's not always easy for me to make those pictures. I know people probably think it is, but I'm like, I just love sharing my journey and inspiring other women and, you know, reminding them of what's possible for them too. Anyways, I was like, thanks again for that, or, you know, whatever, how's your week going? And she messaged me right back and she answered me about the swimming thing. And then she goes, she's like, and you're welcome. She's like, gosh, I really need to do something. I haven't been active in forever. It's just really hard. I always have the kids. Maybe I need to get up in the morning. I don't know. There you go, you guys. I'm already in a conversation with her. Do you know what I mean? And I get to tell her about what we do. And if she's like, I'll take her through the process. And even if she's not ready for a challenge group, then I can invite her to the free group next week. And it's something to get her started. So that's why we always like to be having these conversations in a place to invite people. So it does all work together, but Instagram stories right now is really like the biggest way. We all got to hop off and go to bed. I know my alarm's going to go off super early. But that is definitely a great way to get eyes on your posts. And since I started tagging myself, like Carrie told me to a few days ago, I definitely started to get more followers again as well.
I gotta do that. It's definitely working. I never even thought of that. When I heard that on that training video thing I watched, I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So I immediately started doing it and I was like, holy crap, this is working.
Oh, and just so you guys know why you're using the stories, because sometimes this is easy to miss. If you didn't know, when you click on, you go to your own stories and like you're watching them, when you swipe up on the screen, you can see below all the people that viewed your story. Does everybody know how to do that on here already? Okay, good. Morgan, no. The whole point of making stories is that the whole point of stories is that, oh, I've got to unmute her anyways. I don't know why she's still muted. Of making the stories is so that you
try it right now.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, hey, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn, hi.
Woo-hoo. Gang's all here. She's got her shades on. Okay, so no, with the point, I think I can't hear her. Is she?
I can't hear her either.
Is that when you swipe up, you can see now, Morgan, you want to be watching this because I watch who's watching my stories every day because it's cool. It's kind of cool that you can be like, wait, like who likes me, who's obsessed with me, who's whatever. So the cool thing
I
that
think it's really cool. I have like a major lacrosse player. Actually, he's a coach now who's watching my stories.
very cool.
That's
So
awesome. That's so awesome.
you have
I
like
had a bullfighter
like
follow
people
me the
who
other
are constantly watching you every day, no matter what you do. But now I know who those lifers are. I watch them. I've already connected with people. And sometimes I've even invited them and they're not interested right now, you guys, but they're still watching my life every day. So like I know in time they're gonna be there. But I do watch because when I see a name, every day there should probably be somebody new watching your story or a few people. There's always a few people every day. And I go to their page, and if they seem like my kind of person, I like some of their posts and comment on a couple, and then I click follow. And they usually follow me back if they haven't already. And so that's a way to grow your following. But I've definitely had a lot of people that I've connected with by watching them. And then when you guys make a poll, that's really good because it gets engagement on your story. So if you're going to make a poll and be like, it's not just about Beachbody. Like you want to sprinkle that in, but you kind of got to earn those points. So it might be like, oh my gosh, I have such a case of the Mondays today. Anybody else? Yes or no. But like people just like to like click and like everyone likes to share their opinion. So it doesn't matter what it is, but if you do that, you'll see who actually answered. And then you can reach out and be like, hey girls, I saw you're having a case of the Mondays too. Oh, it's terrible. So whatever it is that you're saying. And maybe you make a thing that you says, do you meal prep? Yes or no? And somebody might say no. Like Steph just did that the other day. And you can be like, hey girl, I hope you're having a great Monday. So I saw you commented on my story that you don't do any meal prep. Is it something that you just never tried doing or you kind of want to and just don't know how? Whatever. Like you can totally just spark conversation. And I pulled up for you guys the message. I kind of play around with them, but a lot of the times I have kind of like some kind of a message. So I saw a new girl started watching my story a few days ago. And I said, hey girl, I hope you're having a great week. I see you have 2 little men at home just like I do. And I don't say, I see you're watching my stories because I don't want them to be like creeped out and stop watching my stories. But I'm just like, hey, it's just a cool way for us to know who we should connect with, guys. Because if they're watching your stories, they kind of care. So I'm like, I hope you're having a great week. I saw you have 2 little men at home just like I do with a smiley face. They are adorable. Are you a full-time stay-at-home mom too? I see you take Plexus. So do I. You said you used to do Beachbody workouts. I love them. That's what I use. And she mentioned back, she's like, yep, I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. I did Beachbody in the past, but I have a hard time staying with the program. So my goal for 2018 is just to do something, anything for 30 minutes a day. Guys, hello. It's not just me. I'm not doing anything special, but like reach out to the people that are watching your stories, and you don't have to make it about Beachbody. Like you can be, that girl, I happened to see her make a post about a Beachbody workout, and that's why I asked about it. But, and oh, Amanda, you said something about how you don't want people who are like, coaches and into fitness. Careful with that one though, because I don't want a lot of coach followers, no, but I do want a lot of people who are into fitness following me because they're going to make the best coaches. And the people that are already on a weight loss or a fitness journey, I'm really interested in them because guess what they're doing, it's not working. Guess what I'm doing, it works. And I want them to come to the light side. That's what I want them to come to. So like I do tag things like the fitness life or the fit life or fit mom or fitness or fitness goals because I do want those kind of people. Because I know a lot of girls who are doing CrossFit and other stuff. It's been years not getting any results. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I meant more like when I say that, I meant more like if they're actually a coach.
Okay.
And it's not that I don't want them following me because I did make my page like open for everyone to see now on Facebook or on Instagram, I mean. And it's not that if they're going to follow me, hey, so be it. But I'm like, obviously the population that we're, I'm trying to hit, like if it's a Beachbody coach that's following me, it is one thing, but I have noticed that more people are starting to say, requesting or, end up following me because I turn it off private. And I have, but I go to their page, but I never thought to like some of their stuff and to start kind of from there. So that's something that's going to be my goal this week is just to kind of make that a little bit more evident to say, hey, let me like, because I know that's a weakness of mine and trying to build that kind of relationship, kind of how you just explained it. So
Yeah.
hopefully something comes from it.
You know who I have a lot of people following me of too is the people that sell It Works, which I think is great because those people are gonna be mine. You just wait.
Yes.
I'm getting
Yeah.
all those girls, and I have already got relationships going back and forth, like talking with them. So it's just a matter of when they're coming over to my side.
Guys, I used to sell Mary Kay. If you didn't know that about me, I needed a way to get money from home after my son was born. And I didn't almost do this Beachbody thing because I thought everyone was going to already be like, oh gosh, here she goes again, trying something else. Like, you know, and I almost let that hold me back. But Lena, you too. But the truth is that that's the majority of people's story, you guys, because almost all of us, like, this is something people need. People need residual income. People need a sense of purpose. People need a way to get healthy and get their products cheaper. People need, like, you know, so there's a lot of moms who are trying to make ends meet and bring in some extra money while they're at home. It's really, really common. And it's not just moms, but I think that we have to understand that just because they're doing something else, it doesn't mean that that's the thing for them. A lot of times it's going to be a stepping stone. Like, they're maybe trying something and that might not be right for them, just like Mary Kay wasn't right for me. So I used to think I didn't want those people, but they need our help too, and this might be the thing for them.
Well, it's just a matter of time with those people that sell It Works. You can only take pills for so long and wrap your waist with stuff for so long. It doesn't work. It may be temporary.
No.
Eventually, you've got to change your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of time. I wanted to ask you, free group for next week. Can I use your exact thing you put on your link tree?
Yeah.
Like your cute little letter that you wrote. Can I just copy?
Do you know where I got that from? Copied it from my success partner and just changed a few. So this is what I do. It's a system of duplication. Like, I'm not gonna say we're all copying each other because your posts need to be your own unique voice, but that kind of stuff, like, it's just like, let's just duplicate, ladies. Like, we don't want to spend our time doing this kind of stuff. So all I did was took an image off of Google. I put like spring into simplicity, and I threw that up there, and I found out that Typeform is a lot quicker and easier than Google Docs, and so I'm kind of maybe going to switch to that. So I just did 2 of them in Typeform. My success partner just told me about it. I threw that up, and I threw up one for our coach sneak peek, and I already got like submissions on both of them this morning. I was like, oh, sweet. But the Simplify Your Life.
I can't even find your ad. Where did you?
Oh no, I didn't yet.
Oh, you didn't.
The only thing I did was I breadcrumbed. So like, I made a post on Sunday morning about how the house was already clean and how I was meal prepping and planning because I had already done some stuff on Saturday so I could actually rest on Sunday. And at the end of it, I was like, I'm thinking about doing a free group to share some of my stuff, but I didn't actually like do my advertisement yet. That's going to be a thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a
Wednesday
really
night.
Carrie.
For me, so I'm just gonna do really simple, like, face thing picture.
So
Yeah.
if we invite people to this free group, this is going to be different though from the initial Fit with Faith group that we have right now with like 100 people, right?
Yeah, so that's our ongoing challenge that like you can be inviting to anytime, but I'm still going to act like every month I'm going to say like on that second, like, you know, as if we would be starting people the second Monday. I would like people to be starting at the same time. So there's that sense of community with those new people coming in. And so what I'm planning to do is always make like an advertisement for my challenge group, but rather than when I used to have the same name every time, I'm going to be saying, I'm opening up 10 spots in my Fit with Faith, you know, boot camp or accountability group. And we can come up with a cool name. I've seen like Andrea Crowder and a lot of people have like the Bod Squad and Mom. Like we can, you know, so, you know, and I've seen a lot of people do like the Obsession Babes, like so-and-so Obsession Babes, whatever their team name is. And so we can come up with something, but I'm just going to be like, I'm opening up 10 spots in my Fit with Faith group, you know, like, you know, and that's going to be how I kind of advertise for it every month. Rather than a name, but this free group, I always run a free group every month. I'm trying to get myself into this one because I don't know why I'm feeling like I need to just be doing like a clean week right now or something for a lot of people. But what we're going to do is let them pick. They can do any program, but this isn't actually going to be like Beachbody. I'm really leading with like, let's do some spring cleaning. And instead of feeling like overwhelmed by like, where do we start? We have to clean our entire house. Let's just do we're going to tackle one small task every day. Just think about it. When your purse gets all backed up and overwhelmed and your wallet's overflowing or you're kind of like, it stresses you out, right? can't find, it takes you more time to be digging through all the crap than if you would just clean it out once and it would be fine. So it's based on a book by Emily Lay, who does the Grace Not Perfection I love, and it's called Simplify. And so my partner made a script for it. And Ashley Smith and her team, they ran this last a few weeks ago, and they said it went really well. And it's literally just 5 days, because we don't always have to have it be Beachbody. Like, it doesn't have to be a clean eating or whatever. Most people find that they add a lot of value. Like, my debt-free groups did the best for me ever. It was something I was passionate about. I love sharing, and I built relationships with people who actually a lot of times needed something like this business opportunity. But what I did was, but this one's just going to be a simple challenge every day. But I'm going to tell them, and while we're doing it, like, let's clean inside and out. So if you guys want to follow a meal plan with me for the week, and you guys want to do some workouts, you get free access to all that stuff that I do. So, but I think it's going to be more about let's have some fun spring cleaning together. And I will tell you that I didn't even get one comment on that little post I made. Who knows if I'm going to get any more? But I get my people from inviting behind the scenes. I do not take no for an answer. I set a goal, like, I will have 10 people in this group. And so I know that I need to invite like 50, and I'm going to come up with something cute and crafty, like, hey girl. So I know it's kind of random to get a message from me or whatever, but you know, the girl on the wake up call today had a really cool idea of how you can invite people. But you can just be like, hey, I'm cleaning out my purse today, and I'm challenging like 10 other ladies to clean out their purse so that they don't have to like dig to the bottom of it every time they need something. You know, message me back when you get it done or something. And that's just like a cool way that she was just like almost doing it like in her messages and getting people in her groups. But so it definitely was a wake up call. Good ideas. But I think I'm going to do something like, I don't know about you, but I've been like super overwhelmed. My house is disastrous. I have the spring cleaning bug. I'm itching to do it all, but I'm also overwhelmed because I don't even know where to start all the time. So I think I decided to run a little 5-day group, and we're going to do like one little cleaning task every day, kind of build momentum and just kind of simplify. And, you know, whatever. So you could just you don't have to mention workouts and a meal plan. Kind of at the end, if you want to, you can be like, and by the way, if you want to like work out with me for the week and one of my meal plans and workouts, you can. It's totally free. But this group is just about doing some spring cleaning together. So
that's also like a really good time for those people who are on the fence and don't want to commit with the pay necessarily, for them to do those 10 days and definitely just like get on board with it. Because I tell you, in my first week, I was sold.
Yeah. Oh, well, this group is just 5 days, but you're right. Like it is a really like, yeah. I mean, people can actually keep that trial, so they can do the whole clean week or they can do whatever. But it is a good way to push. I mean, Lena was pretty sure she wanted to join me, but she did a free group and it pushed her over the edge, and she was ready to sign up. So, yes, it does work. Stephanie, my top coach, pretty much came from a free group. Carrie came from the customer lead program, which is why you want to hit Success Club every month. So yeah. Okay, girls. Well, it's late. We all need to get up. So Amanda, hopefully I see your butt on the call tomorrow, because I know I need to get up and I need to get my workout in early. So I did run the call at 6 a.m. today. Nobody hopped on. So just so you guys know, at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm running a call now. You could be doing your personal development. You can be doing, it doesn't matter. And if that time doesn't work for you, like we might end up starting one at 5 in the morning. Because I'm up at 5. It's just that I'm doing my PD. I'm not doing my workout then. But it seemed like 6 was a time that was going to better work for people. And then no one hopped on. So we'll probably do a poll in the group and see what works better. But it is fun. And when you guys have this screen, like how cool would it be to take a picture of this? And by the way, you all should, if you haven't already right now, and be like, Team Call Night, love these ladies. And we can all go, cheese. Seriously.
Do that because you're driving,
show a
so I'll
screenshot
text you mine.
And the dog. But if you can do a
Harry, your dog, I cannot get over her. The whole time I'm like watching the dog.
He's so cute. But you could totally do a screenshot and be like, just nailed out my morning workout with all my Fit with Faith, you know, mom babes or whatever we're going to call ourselves. Well, we're not all moms, so we'll figure something else out. But, you know, it would be cool to be like, oh my gosh, wait, she's doing these home workouts. And I was thinking I couldn't do these home workouts because I just can't motivate myself. But they're like all doing them together, but they're in their own house. You guys, I feel like it's the best of both worlds. Like you can have like a class environment and all the energy of like a class, like doing this with Autumn or whatever, and then have friends that are doing it at the same time as you. But you can do it on your terms, in your schedule. You don't have to worry about logging all your shower stuff to a gym or making a certain class or leaving your house when it's raining or cold. Like we just got to lead with that stuff. Like that's all the stuff we can be sharing all the time on social media. One of the best posts I ever made about Beachbody, it had like 65 likes on Instagram when I was like, it was a picture of me holding my son in my workout clothes right after my workout. And I said, like, I finished my workout 3 seconds ago and like heard him cry and ran upstairs and had my baby in my arms, like seconds later. Like that's what I call the perfect solution, that I can squeeze this in wherever it fits into my day. And it's just like, but it was just about, I'm like, y'all, I tried the gym. It didn't work for me once I had a kid, and this is why. And and people can relate to that. I was like, whatever. And instead of like, come join my group, I just sealed it with, if what you're doing isn't working for you, give yourself permission to try something new. Like, don't give up, because, just have a message to inspire people, because that's what we do and that's who we are. And it's not that we have it all together, but we figured out something that works for us. And just like we needed it, there's a lot of other people that do too. And trust me, because if you aren't talking to them yet, I'm talking to them every day, and it's everywhere. Everybody needs this right here, the community. Like the fact that they can sit on their ASS at the end of the day and not be like, I have to go clean my whole house and I have to go do all this, but we can actually like chat and like hang and just be like, we're rock stars and we have these goals and we have these dreams, and it doesn't matter that it didn't happen yet, because we're creating this vision, and as a team, we're gonna do it. Everybody needs that, And everybody needs Carrie's dog, so we're probably all going to go order one.
For real. Well, and it's just like more personable. Like when you're at a gym and stuff, or like those Instagram models, they're posting stuff that's not technically their life, and you're showing the real. Like Kim, I love it because you're like your kids and stuff. Like you show what a day-to-day basis, because it is day-to-day and it's realistic. So just share your life. People love it. I mean, like, I haven't even posted a photo necessarily of, like, myself, and I've already had, like, 6 leads. So, I mean, you don't have to post photos of yourself necessarily if that's your setback yet. Even just saying, hey, I lost some weight. People are like, what are you doing?
Yep. It's so true. And I love that, Jocelyn, because that's how Carrie started. And Stephanie wasn't comfortable sharing the things that I would teach people right off the bat. Like, the most important thing you can do is share your before and after pictures, your transformation, whatever. But that's not forever. Everybody gets to take. There are so many top coaches who had concerns and hesitations and fear and all this stuff, and they still got there because they found their own way to do it. And as long as you're moving forward and making progress, there's 1,000,001 ways to get to the top. Like, 1,000,001. So.
Progress, not perfection, and we're all just on our journeys, just trying to get healthy and happy, and get your people on that same level, just healthy and happy.
Yep, absolutely. All right, girls, love you. I'm so glad you're all here, and next time we'll do like a tea, coffee chat, whatever. Angela, are you hanging in there? I know you're in the middle of a big move right now. You're probably exhausted.
It's really crazy. My son will not get up past 4 or later than any later than 4 a.m. right now. So it's just insane.
Well, we're gonna be praying for you that you guys adjust and get settled in. I know we were there, and we were only there with one.
And if anybody has any tips on how to get rid of ladybugs, that would be great.
What?
They're everywhere.
That's
Everywhere.
Come to Arizona. There's like nothing ever. It's all heat. No bugs, just heat.
My hair would love that.
I'll come to Arizona.
Me too. I have always wanted to go to Arizona. I'm thinking team retreat in Arizona.
Yes.
Let's trade. Yeah. We'll trade. We'll just do like wife spot, but house swap. You can have my house. I'll take yours for the week.
Oh, no. We're all coming to your house.
Oh, that's fine. You can come. The more the merrier. I got room.
No, you guys, no. I'm all for this team Arizona. Yes.
I have always wanted to go to Arizona. I'm down with making our team retreat somewhere super random and super cool, because I definitely want to have a diamond retreat next fall. Yeah.
Okay, cabin.
San Diego.
Arizona, northern Arizona, cabin in the woods. Yes.
All right, you guys, go get some sleep, and I'll see you all in the morning. Go crush it.
You as well. Thank you guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay, bye, guys.